right. Hi, it's Friday. Happy Friday, June 12th already. Sorry we were a few minutes late. I was on the phone with Congressman Cartwright, who let us know that we have some new CARES Act funding coming to the city of Scranton. So it's an exciting call to receive that there is some more funding on the way, which is very exciting. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Now that we are in yellow phase, we're doing these Facebook Lives once per week. And remember, we're also on Zoom. You can dial into the phone number if you don't have Facebook or don't have an internet connection, so everybody can hop on. We just had a press conference on the City Hall steps at 11. We had some exciting things to announce, so I wanted to go through those with you. First, we talked about reopening and the fact that we're still in yellow, which means caution, as we talked about last week. Yellow phase is 25 people or fewer in a group, and we still can't play team sports, unfortunately, and we're still not able to have kids on the playground. As we talked about, we aren't going to be opening the pools. There's a lot of really crummy stuff that is COVID related, but on the upside, we have more businesses that are able to open their doors now in yellow phase. Retail, a lot of the retail outlets are able to open. Our restaurants can have outside dining, and we've gotten some requests for permission to go out on the sidewalk, and that's been really nice to see folks sitting and eating and enjoying the nice weather and enjoying the wonderful food that we have here in Scranton. If you have questions about going out onto your sidewalk for your business, you can get in touch with us at 570-348-4193 and make sure that you get that notice into us. There's no permit charge. There's no inspection that needs to happen before that. We just need to know from you and make sure we have that communication for you and give you your approval. Same with the liquor control board and having alcohol out on the sidewalks. If you already have a permit for your restaurant, you can go onto the sidewalk with that alcohol, but you do need to contact the city and then get that through the liquor control. They also are not doing a full permitting process. You don't have to wait 30 days, for example. You can go ahead and do that, but you do need to get that letter from the city. We're able to turn those around same day and then get that application submitted to liquor control. So questions 348-4193, or you can email Don King, dking@scrantonpa.gov. So exciting stuff, exciting to have people out and about, but cases are on the rise throughout the country. I think there are 20 states that have seen spikes in cases in recent days. We need to make sure that we remember that we have to remain vigilant. COVID is here. I know of a couple of people who have gotten COVID just over the last set of weeks, and we are learning to live with COVID. We can't declare victory. It's just not gone from our midst. So we've got to stay safe. We still need to wear masks, still need to socially distance. I do hope that we go green very soon. I really know that we want to be able to gather in larger groups, and that's important to us as we go into the summer. We want to be able to have basketball camps. We want to have team sports, but we're not quite there yet. And we need to remember that even when we do get to a green phase, that doesn't mean that COVID is gone. It still very much is here. So we still need to be careful. So with that, we know we are in a tough economic situation. We have businesses that have closed. We have employers that aren't able to bring employees back. And that includes the city. We're looking at our budget and trying to decide how we're going to deal with budget shortfalls. As you all know, 3 months ago now, we furloughed employees, and I'm not sure yet if we'll be able to bring everybody back immediately. So we are really looking at our budget in the same way that businesses are looking at their operations and their budgets and trying to make some really hard decisions. So we'll keep you posted on all of that from the city perspective. And for our businesses, we do have some relief on the way. So next Wednesday, the window for our grant program will open. It's $275,000. So we'll have, I think it's 110 grants of $2,500. So 110 $2,500 grants. That's going to go live. The window will open next Wednesday, June 17th at 10 a.m. In the meantime, today we launched a new website where you can go get the information to see if you qualify for that grant. The Scrantonworks.org website is live today. It's brand new from the City of Scranton. You can go there to look at the grant loan information under relief. There's information about reopening. There's also jobs So there's a section on jobs if you're looking for work, and we'll be continuing to update that site and adding resources for employers as well. So Scrantonworks.org, reopen, relief, jobs, 1, 2, 3, those 3 things. Under relief, that's where you'll find the small business grant program information. Small business loan program will follow the grant program. That's $285,000 loans from $3,000 to $20,000. So we're very excited that that will finally be opening up to our community next Wednesday. Loans first, once we get grants first, grants first. Once the grants are out, we'll follow that up with the loans. And check out the information. It's all posted there for you today, Scrantonworks.org. Under relief, you can get the guidelines and see if your business qualifies for those grants. Again, 10 a.m. next Wednesday, the 17th is when that window will open. So we're very excited about that. Also on that website, under reopen, you'll see that there's a Safe Scranton pledge. So if your business or organization is reopening, you can fill out that pledge, submit it, and we'll get you a decal. We are at the office today, so if someone can bring me a decal, I'll show you what it looks like. It's very cool. It's a Safe Scranton pledge. You can put it in the window of your business, and just another way to show your customers and employees that you're pledging to keep them safe. Every business is doing that and has been doing that for months. It's been a tremendous challenge for business owners to make sure that their spaces are safe and up to CDC and Pennsylvania Department of Health guidance. That guidance has been changing. So I know business owners have had to spend a lot of time and money to make those changes. We're hoping that with these grants, it's a way for us to get you some funds as business owners or organizations to be able to purchase some of those supplies, or recoup expenses that you've had to make for those supplies to keep your to keep your business safe. So this is the Safe Scranton pledge. So if you submit that form, Scrantonworks.org, reopen the pledge here. We'll send you this. Probably just drop it off. Have somebody drop it off at your business so you can have that. Also to drop off, we have some packets. We partnered with Geisinger for some reopen packets, and we will be getting those out to businesses as well. We've got some signage to help you with that. Some things for the decals for the floors for standing 6 feet apart. And if you sign up and do the pledge, we can get you this decal for your business. So those are some smaller things that we're trying to do. We're trying to give you guys opportunities to get some help, and we're also open for ideas. So on that page, there's a contact information for our Office of Economic Development. Let us know what your ideas are. Let us know what your concerns are. And you can call us, and you can always ping us here on our social media or emailing scranton311@scrantonpa.gov. We want to know how we can help you. The economic consequences of this pandemic are going to be with us for a very long time. As we go into yellow phase, that does not mean that businesses and organizations are out of the woods. It doesn't mean our families are out of the woods. People have had now a full quarter of a year where incomes are down, be them business incomes or family incomes, individual incomes. So we know a lot of people are struggling. I think this has hit every single household in the entire country. So any way that we can help, we want to see what we can do. So the new website is a way to do that. And we're hoping those grants can really help some of our businesses that are out there. We also want ideas for how we can sustain this. How can we help our community? If you are an employer and you have jobs, make sure that we know so we can get your information up on the virtual job fair. If you need a job, where our new economic development director, Eileen Cipriani, is what she does, is workforce development. So we can figure out the best platforms as we go forward to help match people with employment opportunities, because we want everyone that is able to work. We need you out there in the workforce, and we got to get everybody back to work. So thank you for bearing with us as we get some of these things online. We know some of this stuff comes a little bit more slowly than we want it to. There are some changes at the federal level to the Paycheck Protection Program. That extension of the period from 8 weeks to up to 24 weeks, for example. So if you are a PPP borrower, know that the rules have shifted a little bit, and in a good way, they've expanded. So make sure to check in on that PPP loan if you did get one. So as we go into yellow, we're in yellow. I'm not sure when we're going to go green. I've been getting questions all week. When are we going green? I don't know. I did ask the governor last week that when we go green, could we please go at the same time as Luzerne County? I felt that it was tough when we were in red and Luzerne was in yellow. I think Lackawanna and Luzerne counties are kind of tied together. We're the biggest counties up in northeastern Pennsylvania. And I think when Luzerne goes, that we should go. Hopefully that can happen. I don't know when that will be. I don't get an update any really more than an hour or two before the public does in terms of what color we're going to be. So I don't have any knowledge of what that looks like, but I want you to know that I have asked very formally to go green when Luzerne County does. I think that's hopefully the track that we're on. But again, we're not out of the woods on this one. So speaking of woods, Nayog Gorge, please do not go swimming in the gorge. Do not jump off of the rocks. 52 people have died since I think 1910 when they first started tracking it. We have cameras there now, so those cameras are live feed and we are watching and we will come and cite you. But a citation is one thing, losing your life is another thing. So please don't do that. We are going to be ramping up our social media campaign about that, making sure that people out in the world understand it, because I know it's a lot of people from out of town that think it's cool to come to Scranton and go to the Gorge. We want people to come and hang out in Scranton, of course, and go to our great restaurants and play in the park, but we can't have people jumping off of there because we're gonna have to go rescue you, and we don't want to see number 53. So let's not see number 53. So coming up tomorrow, there is a rally planned at Courthouse Square, which is, it's great that people are coming out to exercise their First Amendment rights. And we are in a historic time here in our country. It's a badly needed turning point to truly address the systemic racism that we have in our country and to make sure that we have 21st century policing in every police department around the country. So it's really, really important. I would say, though, please use caution. We are not supposed to have gatherings of over 25. This is a First Amendment protest, and that it's not something that we are able to stop, and we're not going to stop that. However, it really is important that everyone still wears masks and distance, and please be respectful of each other and whoever that person is going home to. I would say also, if you do go to the protest, the rally, please remember who you're coming home to. If you're coming home to a loved one who's vulnerable, you might want to self-quarantine for a couple of weeks and not come in contact with that person. So this is going to be a large gathering of people, and just please be aware that we still are in the pandemic. But it's an extremely important message that the people going out for these days across the country have. We at the police department and the city of Scranton are working hard to reform policies that we already have in place and look at ways that we can improve. We have already started having a series of conversations with different folks in the community, and we're looking for people to meet with too. So if you know of a group or set of people that want to meet with the police department or with the mayor's office, we're open to having those conversations. We're happy to come to you in a place where you feel safe to speak your mind. And then through those conversations, we can understand what it is that we need to change, and we can make those changes. So I'm really grateful to Chief Graziano, who already has a great relationship in the community and already has very forward-looking policies in our Scranton Police Department. We talked last week about our response to the 8 Can't Wait campaign. We have elements of all 8 of those policy prescriptions in our police department already. That doesn't mean we can't improve, and we'll continue to work on those things. But some important things to remember as we move forward is that Scranton already has a ban on chokeholds. We already have a duty to intervene policy. So we already have some of the really key immediate pieces, but we can always do better. We're listening. We will continue to listen. We'll continue to work on how we can reform and how we can be an example, hopefully, for the rest of the region, and really make people feel safe. No one should feel unsafe when they're going about their daily lives. So we have a lot of work to do across the country. We certainly have a lot of work to do everywhere, but Scranton's no different. We have an incredible range of diversity in our city. We should celebrate it, and we should make sure that everyone is treated in an equal way. And if there are people that sometimes exhibit bias and don't even know it. So we need to increase the bias training that we have here, both for city employees and then out in the community. Look for ways that we can train, make people understand what it means to show bias. Because a lot of people are out there and showing bias without maybe even realizing it, right? So this is a problem that's been happening for 400 years, and it's going to take a while to fix, but we really can do it. I think this is the moment. So for those going out tomorrow to show your support, please do so safely. Please wear a mask, and please distance, and please don't go home to a loved one who's vulnerable. Okay. Let's see. So you might have seen a story about the city proclamation extending the state of emergency through June 21st. That does not have anything to do with the yellow-green phase. That yellow and green is the state mandate. Our proclamation is through June 21st because we are not opening City Hall's doors next week. We're not planning to be open to the public. We are still putting together our systems. We're not ready to have the public come in yet. So that proclamation was for us to enable us to continue to keep the public doors shut for another week at City Hall. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm trying to get down to our favorite, yes, the food access pieces. So 211 is certainly a place to go if you need services, food assistance, rent assistance, utilities assistance. You can dial 211 and get connected to services. Our next Friends of the Poor emergency drive-through giveaway in town is June 17th at Carbondale High School. That's 101 Brooklyn Street in Carbondale. So Friends of the Poor has been just tremendous about getting food out every single week. There are still other giveaways at the Jackson and Valley View Terrace pantries, Keystone Mission, the Salvation Army, all have food giveaways, and those have been great. Also, Meals on Wheels has done a tremendous job as well. So we had the primary last week, and it was a success in that we had, I think the county had 34,000 mail-in ballot requests. I think they processed 29,450. So that's great. We understood mail-in vote because your vote does count. So that's a success, and one that we hope we can see going on into November, keeping it accessible to vote. The other piece we need help with is the census. We are down 7% to the statewide rate. We're at 55%, whereas the statewide response rate is 62%. I can't tell you how important it is. Like I said, Congressman Cartwright and I were just on the phone. The federal dollars that he can get for us are based on the census in a lot of ways. So that's the type of, the census tracts are what the government looks at to assess how much funding we need in Scranton. We really need people to my 2020 census up, make sure how it counts. And if you need to call, you can call 844-330-2020. Okay. Contact tracing. If you to volunteer, I think you should get hired to volunteer for a contact tracing program at the state level. Now I had it and now I lost it. The contact tracing program is at PA, serve.pa.gov, RVP.gov. So serve.pa.gov. If you want to work on the governor's coronavirus report and work on contact tracing. So tracing is still very, very important. If you want to get tested for COVID, Rite Aid in Plains Township is the CVS on CVS on State Street is also doing testing. CVS on State Street is pre-registered already. Care is doing antibody testing there at 41 with still important, the testing and the tracing, especially as we see these cases on the rise across the country. We want to be prepared if we do have another wave here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so that is what I have. I don't see the questions live on my my phone right here. So let me just check and see if there's some questions coming in. What else can we talk about? Try to answer your questions. I'm very worried about these cases spiking in the rest of the country. That really does concern me. I think it concerns all of us. I know it's really hard that we're still in this, but I do think and hope that by having to be in red longer than we want it to be, in yellow now longer than we want to be, that we're helping to mitigate having those second wave. So let's hope that we do that. Okay. Okay. Judy asked, are there housing inspectors working? Yes, there are housing inspectors working, and we are we're ramping up more. We have been doing some housing inspections. We'll be doing more and more and trying to get back up, not only to normal, but do even more as a city, Judy. Tom asks, are you working to get furloughed employees back to work? I am looking at what we can do from a budget. We have to remember that the furloughs are COVID related, and that we needed to shut down City Hall, shut down many of our in-person operations, and but it's not just because the buildings are shuttered, it's because of our financial situation. So our revenues are already down and they're going to be down. We have to make sure that we're able to meet our obligations throughout the year. And so I'm not sure if we'll be able to bring everyone that's furloughed back. There are furloughs in city governments, state governments, county governments across the country. We furloughed on the front end of things because I saw that this crunch was coming. And it's not that once we just open the doors, we can bring all those people back, because we don't know if we can financially. Joan is asking, is it true that there are busloads of people coming for this rally? Joan, I don't know for sure. We can't say for sure, but I can tell you that we're prepared. We've been talking with the organizers, and the police department is going to help the folks at the rally do a bit of a march around the downtown. I don't have any way of knowing if there are busloads of people or not. It's really tough in these situations because there's a lot of chatter all over social media, and you don't know what's true and what's not, or not even true, just what's going to come to fruition, right? Somebody might say, let's do this, and it might not actually happen. So I'm not sure, but Scranton Police Department is, handles rallies downtown all the time, and they're ready to help make it a successful rally. And again, I believe they're also going to do a march around the downtown, which is a good thing. Okay, there's a question about fireworks. I'm not sure exactly that question, but how about we have Chief Lucas join us, or somebody from the fire department join us next week, and we can talk about fireworks and firework safety leading up into 4th of July. So that's a good point, and we can do that. So yes, Carol, your question about sole proprietors. Are sole proprietors eligible for small business grants? The answer is yes. So you are eligible for that, just like with PPP. So hopefully we can help you there. On the garbage bill. So Marge, we are trying to process those as quickly as possible. We don't have a huge operation in our Treasury department. We're not like a bank that has a lot of people processing things constantly. The team is working as hard as they can to get those processed. Remember, if you do want a receipt, please include a self-addressed stamp envelope in your envelope. And you cannot currently pay the garbage bill in person. City Hall is not open. So I know this week a lot of people have come by. we're not open to the public yet, so you cannot pay in person. You can send a check to City Treasurer at 340 North Washington Avenue, and we're 18503. You can send a check and get it in that way, check or money order. And then the online at scrantonpa.gov, it was my understanding you could play with credit card. That's what our goal was this entire time. I thought that that's what was happening. I've learned in the last hour that it's an e-check. So my apologies if I have said credit card and that was not correct. I was under the impression that we had credit cards up and running. So apparently that's not the case. So you can pay online, but it's an e-check with your bank account and routing number. So we will work hard to get that credit card capability up. Just by me saying this, you can see that we have a long way to go with some of our operations here in the city. We're on the right track in that we're no longer taking cash. There's no cash in that treasury department. I thought we were at credit card level, but we're at e-check. At least we're all online, and it looks like that next step is going to be the credit cards. So I'm disappointed. We're working on it. There's a lot of work that we have going on at the city. You can imagine, I think that we've got a lot of things happening. We're trying to make a lot of really positive change. We're working really, really hard to get the city operations up where they need to be, things like accepting credit cards and that nature. So thanks for all of your patience as we get through these things. And please keep in mind that we don't have a huge operation here administratively. So we're trying to get smarter. We're trying to get faster. We're trying to get more efficient. We're trying to do things better. But we do need your help along the way, and we appreciate your patience. Let's see. Okay. I don't see any other questions. I'll wait a couple more minutes just to see if anything else comes in. Anything else? Let's see. Yeah, we are trying really hard. I guess that's why we do these Facebook lives. That's why we are on the phone and trying to give these updates every week, is to keep you all apprised of what we're doing, what we're trying to do. And a lot of this stuff takes a long time. There's a lot of systems that we have to improve, and we're trying hard to do that. We have some great new members of our team in our cabinet, and that's very exciting. So that's a key piece, is for us to be able to move forward. We have some folks that have really worked on systems in the past in other places, and that's going to help us. So I'll just wait one more second to see if there's any other questions coming in. Again, we'll do these Facebook Lives and Zooms. Again, remember, you can call into the Zoom. We'll do them every Friday at noon. And we'll check in and make sure that we're keeping you guys apprised of different things that are going on with the city. So with that, thank you. I really appreciate it. We are still in yellow phase, so please do use caution. Please continue to social distance. Please wear a mask. My mask protects you. Your mask protects me. It's a sign of respect for each other. It really is still out there. The COVID's not going away. It's I think we've gotten through the worst for now, but it still really is out there. So please remain safe. Have a good weekend.